What if I told you there were only 5 foot exercises you needed to do to completely transform your movement? There's a high chance that if you do these, you'll be moving and feeling a lot younger. The first exercise is the toe spread. This one may seem too simple to matter, but you're going to want to hear why developing independent toe control changes everything about how you walk and balance. Most people's toes are crammed together from years of wearing narrow shoes. Your toes can't spread naturally anymore, which means you've lost stability and balance you didn't even know you had. Toe spreads wake up the small muscles in your feet that control each individual toe. These muscles are supposed to work independently, but for most people, they've been shut off for decades. When you reactivate them, your balance improves immediately. Your arch support gets stronger. Your ability to push off the ground when you walk becomes more powerful and efficient. Here's how to do them. Sit in a chair with your feet flat on the ground. Now try to spread your toes apart as wide as you can without lifting them off the floor. Hold that spread for 5 seconds, then relax. That's 1 rep. Do 3 sets of 10 reps on each foot. At first, your toes probably won't move much at all. You might only get a tiny bit of separation. That's completely normal. Your brain has forgotten how to control those muscles. But within a week or 2 of daily practice, you'll notice your toes start responding better. Some people can eventually spread their toes so wide there's a full inch of space between each one. If you really struggle with this, you can use your hands to physically spread your toes apart and hold them there for 30 seconds at a time. This passive stretching helps create the flexibility you need while your nervous system learns to control the movement actively. You can also get toe spacers, which are little silicone devices that sit between your toes and gently push them apart. Wear these while you're sitting and watching TV to speed up the process. Once your toes start waking up, something else clicks into place. Your arch starts working the way it's supposed to. And that brings us to the second exercise, the short foot exercise. This one builds the kind of arch strength that prevents plantar fasciitis, knee pain, and hip problems before they even start. Your foot has a natural arch that's supposed to act like a spring. When you step down, it compresses to absorb shock. When you push off, it releases that stored energy to propel you forward. But most people's arches have collapsed from years of wearing shoes with built-in arch support. When your shoe does the work for you, your foot muscles get weak and stop functioning properly. The short foot exercise rebuilds that arch from the ground up. Here's how it works. Stand barefoot with your feet hip-width apart. Now try to shorten your foot by pulling the ball of your foot toward your heel without curling your toes. Your arch should lift up while your toes stay flat and relaxed on the ground. It's a subtle movement, almost like you're trying to create a suction cup with the bottom of your foot. Hold that position for 5 seconds, then relax. Do 3 sets of 10 reps on each foot. This exercise feels weird at first because you're asking your foot to do something it hasn't done in years. You might not feel much happening initially. That's okay. The neural pathways are being rebuilt. Keep practicing daily, and within 2 weeks, you'll notice your arch getting visibly higher and your foot feeling more stable and springy when you walk. The short foot exercise is incredible for preventing injuries. Studies show that people with stronger arches have significantly lower rates of plantar fasciitis, Achilles tendonitis, and knee pain. By strengthening these muscles, you're creating a natural shock absorption system that protects your entire lower body from the impact of walking and running. And when that arch strength becomes second nature, it unlocks the third exercise that most people have never even heard of: ankle circles. These seem simple, but they're one of the most effective ways to restore ankle mobility and prevent the stiffness that leads to falls and injuries. Your ankle joint is supposed to move in multiple directions, up and down, side to side, and in circles. But most people only use a tiny fraction of that available range of motion. They walk in straight lines on flat surfaces, and over time, the ankle joint gets stiff and restricted. This lack of mobility creates compensation patterns all the way up the chain. Your knees start twisting more than they should. Your hips get tight, your lower back takes on extra stress it was never meant to handle. Ankle circles restore that lost mobility in a controlled, safe way. Sit in a chair and lift 1 foot off the ground. Now slowly rotate your foot in a circle, making the biggest circle you can. Go as far in each direction as possible. Your ankle should move through its full range without any pain. Do 10 circles in one direction, then 10 circles in the other direction. Repeat on the other foot. Do this twice a day, morning and evening. At first, your circles will probably be small and shaky. You might hear clicking or popping sounds as the joint moves through ranges it hasn't accessed in years. That's normal, as long as there's no pain. Within a few weeks, your circles will get bigger and smoother. Your ankle will feel looser and more mobile. You'll notice walking on uneven ground becomes easier because your ankle can adapt to the terrain instead of staying rigid and unstable. Ankle mobility also has a huge impact on your squat depth and your ability to get down on the ground and back up again. If your ankles are stiff, you can't squat properly without your heels lifting off the ground or your knees caving inward. By improving ankle mobility with this simple exercise, you'll move better in everything you do. Now, before I show you the last two exercises, let me address something important. If you're dealing with chronic aches, stiff joints, or you feel like your body just doesn't move the way it used to, you're not alone. Most people accept these problems as a normal part of getting older. But what if there was a simple, step-by-step system that could help you move pain-free again? I created Reboot Your Body specifically for people struggling with these exact issues. It's a 30-day program designed to restore the movement and strength you've lost, so you can play with your kids or grandkids, get through your day without constant aching, and feel confident in your body again. The link is in the description below if you want to check it out. All right, the fourth exercise is the single leg balance. This one builds the kind of stability that prevents falls, strengthens your feet and ankles, and improves your overall coordination in ways that carry over to every movement you make. Balance is one of those things you don't think about until you lose it. But falls become one of the leading causes of serious injury as people age, and most falls happen because of poor balance and weak stabilizer muscles in the feet and ankles. The single leg balance rebuilds those stabilizers while training your nervous system to keep you upright even when you're on unstable surfaces. Stand barefoot next to a wall or counter for safety, shift your weight onto one foot, and lift the other foot a few inches off the ground. Keep your eyes open and try to hold this position for 30 seconds without touching the wall. Your standing foot will probably wobble and shake as all those little stabilizer muscles fire to keep you upright. That's exactly what you want. Those muscles are waking up and getting stronger. Once you can hold this for 30 seconds comfortably, try it with your eyes closed. This removes your visual input and forces your foot and ankle to rely purely on proprioception, which is your body's ability to sense its position in space. This is significantly harder, so start with just 10 to 15 seconds and build up over time. For an even bigger challenge, try standing on a pillow or a folded towel. The unstable surface makes your foot work overtime to maintain balance. This type of training is incredibly effective for preventing ankle sprains and building resilience in the small muscles and ligaments that support your ankle joint. The single leg balance also has major benefits for your walking pattern. When you walk, you're essentially balancing on one leg for a split second with each step. If your balance is poor, your body compensates by shuffling, taking shorter steps, or relying too heavily on your hips and back to stabilize you. This creates inefficient movement patterns that lead to pain and fatigue. By training single leg balance, you make each step more stable and efficient, which reduces wear and tear on your joints. And finally, the fifth exercise that ties everything together, toe walking and heel walking. These movements strengthen your calves, shins, and all the small muscles in your feet while improving your balance and ankle control at the same time. Most people never think about training their shins, but weak shin muscles are one of the main causes of shin splints, ankle instability, and foot pain. When you walk on your heels, you're forcing those shin muscles to work hard to keep your toes lifted off the ground. This builds strength that protects you from injury and improves how you walk. Here's how to do it. Find a clear path about 20 to 30 feet long. First, walk on your toes for the full distance, keeping your heels off the ground the entire time. This works your calves and builds strength in the ball of your foot. Then turn around and walk back on your heels with your toes lifted up toward your shins. This hammers your shin muscles and the muscles on the top of your foot. Do 3 rounds of this, alternating between toe walking and heel walking. Your calves and shins will be burning by the end, and that's a good sign. These muscles are finally getting the work they need. Toe walking also improves your balance in a dynamic way. It's much harder to balance on your toes than on your full foot. So this exercise trains your nervous system to make constant micro adjustments to keep you stable. This type of training carries over to activities like hiking on uneven trails, walking on slippery surfaces, or even just navigating a crowded sidewalk without stumbling. Heel walking strengthens the anterior tibialis, the muscle that runs down the front of your shin. This muscle is responsible for lifting your toes off the ground when you walk, which prevents you from tripping over small obstacles or shuffling your feet. A lot of people develop a shuffling gait as they get older, because this muscle gets weak. By strengthening it with heel walking, you maintain a strong, confident stride that keeps you safe and mobile. Now, let me talk about how these 5 exercises work together to completely transform your movement. When you do toe spreads, you're waking up the intrinsic muscles of your foot. When you do the short foot exercise, you're building arch strength that supports your entire body. When you do ankle circles, you're restoring mobility that allows your foot and ankle to move naturally. When you practice single leg balance, you're training your nervous system to keep you stable and coordinated. And when you do toe walking and heel walking, you're strengthening all the muscles from your toes to your shins in a functional, integrated way. The result is a foot that works the way it's supposed to. Strong, mobile, stable, and resilient. This has a ripple effect up your entire body. Your ankles move better, which takes stress off your knees. Your knees track properly, which reduces hip pain. Your hips stay aligned, which protects your lower back. Everything improves when your foundation is solid. Let me give you a simple daily routine you can follow. Spend 5 minutes each morning doing these 5 exercises. Do 2 sets of toe spreads. 10 reps each foot. Do 2 sets of short foot. 10 reps each foot. Do ankle circles. 10 in each direction per foot. Practice single leg balance for 30 seconds on each foot. Finish with 1 round of toe walking and heel walking, about 20 feet in each direction. That's it. 5 minutes a day. You can do this while your coffee brews in the morning or while you're watching TV at night. The key is consistency. These exercises work through repetition and practice, not through intensity or heavy weight. You're retraining your nervous system and rebuilding strength in muscles that have been dormant for years. That takes time and patience. Within 2 weeks, you'll notice your feet feel different. They'll feel more awake and responsive. Your balance will improve. Your ankles will move more freely. Within a month, you'll notice changes in how you walk. Your stride will feel more natural and powerful. Your knees and hips will feel better because your feet are finally doing their job of absorbing shock and providing stability. Within 3 months, these improvements will feel permanent. Your feet will have rebuilt the strength and mobility they've been missing. You'll move with more confidence. You'll be less likely to roll your ankle or trip over uneven ground. Your risk of developing plantar fasciitis, Achilles tendonitis, and other foot problems will drop significantly. Here's something most people don't realize about foot health. The shoes you wear matter just as much as the exercises you do. Modern athletic shoes with thick cushioning, arch support, and elevated heels actually weaken your feet over time by doing the work your muscles should be doing. It's like putting your foot in a cast. Sure, it feels comfortable initially, but your muscles atrophy from lack of use. I'm not saying you need to go barefoot everywhere, but gradually transitioning to shoes with less cushioning and more flexibility can dramatically improve your foot strength. Look for shoes with a wide toe box that lets your toes spread naturally, minimal heel elevation so your foot sits flat, and a flexible sole that allows your foot to move and bend naturally. Start wearing these shoes for short periods and gradually increase the time as your feet get stronger. You can also spend more time barefoot at home. Walk around your house without shoes or socks. This gives your feet constant sensory input from the ground and allows all those small muscles to work naturally. Studies show that people who spend more time barefoot have significantly stronger feet and better balance than people who always wear shoes. Let me address some common questions about foot exercises. People often ask how long it takes to see results. The honest answer is it depends on your starting point. If you have extremely weak, immobile feet from years of wearing supportive shoes and never training your feet, it might take 3 to 6 months of consistent practice to see major changes. If you're starting from a better baseline, you might notice improvements within a few weeks. Another question is whether these exercises can fix existing foot problems like bunions, hammer toes, or flat feet. The answer is maybe. These exercises can definitely help by strengthening the muscles that support your foot structure. In some cases, people see significant improvements in conditions like flat feet because the arch muscles get strong enough to lift the arch back up, but severe structural problems might need medical intervention. These exercises work best as prevention and for addressing mild to moderate issues. People also ask if they should do these exercises before or after their regular workouts. I recommend doing them first thing in the morning as a standalone routine. This ensures you actually do them and don't skip them because you're tired from your workout. Plus, doing footwork in the morning wakes up your feet and prepares them for the day ahead. Think of it as a warm-up for life, not just for exercise. One more thing I want to mention, these foot exercises are incredibly valuable for anyone dealing with knee pain, hip pain, or lower back pain that won't go away no matter what else you try. Often, the root cause of pain higher up the chain is actually coming from feet that don't function properly. When your feet can't absorb shock or provide stability, the joints above them have to compensate. This creates abnormal stress and wear patterns that eventually lead to pain and injury. By fixing your feet, you're often fixing problems you didn't even realize were connected. I've seen people eliminate chronic knee pain just by strengthening their arches. I've seen hip pain disappear when someone restored their ankle mobility. The foot is the foundation. When the foundation is solid, everything above it works better. So start today, pick 2 or 3 of these exercises and do them right now. Don't wait until tomorrow or next week. Spend 3 minutes working on your feet and see how they feel. I guarantee you'll notice a difference immediately. Your feet will feel more alive and connected to the ground. And if you keep practicing these movements every single day for the next month, you'll be amazed at how much better you move and how much less pain you experience in your feet, ankles, knees, hips, and back. Your entire body will thank you for finally giving your feet the attention they deserve.